Welcome back. I'm Amelia Decker with my co-host Mark Wright, and we are here today talking to Dr. Paul Brooke about some of his experiences and his travels. We've been talking about Mongolia and Costa Rica, and I also understand that you spent some time in southern Florida. Okay, what was the danger that you found there?
Well, I mean, southern Florida for the most part is pretty safe, but I do a lot of nature photography, so I'm always out in the swamps, like, you know, moving around. And sadly, in Florida lately, there have been a lot of alligator killings of people. So, as a matter of fact, I ran into a guy he had a gardener who was killed by an alligator right out of his front lawn, or his back lawn, I should say. So you always have to be really highly aware. And since I do a lot of nature photography, I tend to be around places where alligators congregate. Alligators hone in on young birds as they're fledging, and they're waiting for them to follow the nest. Inevitably, I'm taking pictures of those birds, and then I'm right there near the alligators, so you have to be really careful. They could easily take down a man, you know, without too much problem.
Did you have any encounters with them, or do you still all have your toes?
Yeah, I did. Last time I was down, I was taking, well, it was a year ago, I was taking pictures of some yellow-crowned night heron babies, and I did not realize that there was a 10-foot alligator underneath them, and I stepped on its tail. I got up and left. That was enough. It was horrifying. And the thing just took off straight away from me, which was great. It didn't turn on me, but I mean, I was so intent on the birds, I wasn't really paying attention, and you have to be totally aware all the time. You don't want to put yourself in that position. So yeah, you have to be careful with Florida, at least with the alligators. So there it is.
All right. And were you traveling there by yourself, with family?
No, we actually, we have a place there that we visit like a couple times a year, so that's where we go. It's actually in Sanibel Island, and Sanibel actually has some of the largest alligators in North America. One I've seen is 18 feet long. It's very large. So.
Wow.
Wow.
Fascinating. All right. So can you tell us about the poem, the last one that you have for us here?
Well, I'm just going to read a little section from this. That it's a very long poem, and just a little part of it. And this is really about people actually kind of coping with the sun in Florida, because some people down there are really stupid about the way that they kind of overdo the sun, and then they look fake. They look like their skin's going to turn into elephant hide. So I just started playing with this idea, and then I was like noticing all these people. And so the first person in the poem is a woman who, I see these women all the time. They're just totally like baked to a crisp, and it cannot be healthy, you know. And then this other guy was probably doing it the right way. And so this is about a fisherman who is fishing for sharks. And I'll read you the poem.
All right.
Cool. Here we go. Bare-chested, the fisherman wears no sunscreen. He's due for sunstroke by noon. Flesh slightly pink, undercooked steak. He fears sharks, baits them with mullet, rank and gut blown. Hook slid in underneath the fin. They're out there, hidden, easy does it, let 'em run, then set the hook. The rivage swells with needlefish, the egrets scaff for morsels, and the sea thins by a lack of wind, flat-surfaced. He sets the sharp-pointed hook, and the shark fights. Twisted around the thin enemy, stronger than tooth, more pliable than cartilage, it does not yield, even as it beaches ashore. The fisherman shudders at the black fin, the crazy snapping teeth, endless rows on conveyors. A little man steps forward, cutting the leader with a quick click of his pliers. In a discombobulation of water and sand, the shark flips and thrashes, racing away. With a nod and glad I could help you, the little man continues down the beach with his scoop net, stooping often to see what the sea uncovers. A banded tulip, a worm shell. So much treasure, he can hardly believe it.
Oh, thank you. Now, just real quick here, we're almost out of time.
Yeah.
Out of your 3 trips, which one was your favorite?
Oh, Mongolia was the best. I mean, culturally, the people are amazing. There's very few people have traveled there. And just to see the wildlife and to see the fishing and the people, and staying in gers, which are kind of these low huts. It was a terrific trip, so I have to do it again.
Sounds good. Well, thank you so much for coming in.
You're welcome.
We enjoyed hearing about your travels very much.
It's a pleasure. Thank you, both.
It was a pleasure hearing some of your work. And thank you for tuning in. Make sure to tune in next time. This is Amelia Decker with Mark Wright.